Hey guys, Chandler here with the first video on this channel, and essentially what I want to do is make food that's a little bit different, something that you're not quite used to seeing. Today we're going to be making my version of carbonara. It's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Right here I have some strips of bacon that I've cut up. We're going to throw this into our blender, just pulsing it until we get a nice, thick, surprisingly fragrant paste. Next we're going to be making our pasta. Now a general rule of thumb is to go for about 1 3/4 cups of flour per 2 eggs that you use. Right here I'm going half and half with semolina flour and all-purpose. You can just straight use all-purpose, but semolina flour gives it a nice texture and color. Once your flour is ready, you want to put a well right in the middle, crack in your 2 eggs and incorporate that into the flour. Once your eggs start to combine with the flour, you want to add your bacon puree from earlier and continue to combine until you get a supple dough that you can roll out onto a flat surface. Next we're going to knead our dough. What you're going to want to do is flour your surface. You essentially flatten the dough, bring it back together, flatten it again, and repeat that process until you feel the dough start to firm up. There are many different ways to go about cutting your noodles. I have a pasta machine right here. Basically automates the process for me, rolls it out and cuts the noodles for me. If you want one of these yourself, you could get one starting about $20. This one was about $40 for me. Or you could always go store-bought, but I think the flavor and the texture of the fresh noodles just makes it worth it. Once you get all of your noodles cut, you want to go ahead and prepare your water. You want to get it boiling, and you don't have to cook these noodles for long since they are fresh. Anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes will be good. 2 minutes will be about an al dente, 3 to 4 minutes will fully cook it. I'm still a novice in the cooking world, so not all of my ideas come to fruition, but if you want to try them out, whether it's in the video or not, feel free to. Essentially what I was going to do is grab a couple eggs, boil them, and make literal fried eggs. So it's going to toss them in egg, flour, and breadcrumbs, throw them in the deep fryer real quick, and as an alternative to your typical carbonara, you're going to have the crispy egg over top. You could crack that over the pasta, and then you'll have your yolk sauce that you typically have. But once again, I am a novice, and apparently I don't know how to peel a boiled egg. I wasted about half a dozen of eggs just trying to do this, so I moved on and went with the classic carbonara recipe. Since there's such a dominating pork flavor in with my noodles, the bacon fat cooked right in there, I want to go for a lighter option, so I'm frying up a little bit of prosciutto right here. If you don't have it, you could always go with bacon or pancetta, but I just really like this light crispy option, and it has a little bit of saltiness to add some flavor to your pasta. Next you're going to throw your noodles in with your prosciutto. You're going to let that crisp up just a little bit more. Then you're going to throw in your egg. 2 common mistakes that people make is they throw in cream. In a real carbonara there is no cream. A lot of people make that assumption because you see cream, sauces and stuff like that in a lot of Italian restaurants, but in a classic carbonara there is no cream, it's just egg. And also don't scramble your eggs before you put it in. Just toss the egg in, incorporate it into your noodles, and try to make sure that your eggs don't cook all the way through. While your carbonara is piping hot, you want to throw in some Parmesan cheese freshly grated over the top. Then you want to mix that in, make sure it's nice and cheesy, make sure that the eggs are still not cooked all the way through, and then you're ready to plate. Once again, I'm no master chef, and obviously my plating techniques could use a little bit of work, but just make it look presentable. And then once you have it on your plate, you want to grate a little bit more Parmesan on top, just to make sure you get a little bit of that flavor in of the cheese with the pasta, and then you're ready to eat. Oh my god. With that being said, that's my carbonara with bacon-infused noodles. If you enjoyed this video, show some love and support. Leave some suggestions for some foods you might want to see me make in the future. And if you tried this recipe, send me a picture or video of it. Let me know what you thought of it. And yeah, that's it for this video.